Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us is Chris Dearborn. He's a Managing Director on Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk to give us a recap of market action we saw this week and how large cap continues to outperform small cap. Chris, it's great to have you with me. As always, love to see you in studio, but we'll take you over the phone for now. Tell us, what are you taking a look at this week? And let's also talk about this large cap outperformance that we're seeing in the first chart.
Yeah, absolutely, Jill. Thanks for having me on again. So we're looking at the S&P 500 here, and it's had a pretty strong day today. We did sell off midday, but then we rallied back. We're trading near the highs of the day coming into the close here, which kind of is contra to what it was doing earlier in the week. We had two big down days, kind of settled in there on Wednesday and Thursday, and we're seeing a little bit of outperformance. You know, the larger cap indexes have been led by large cap tech for the most part. The Nasdaq 100, S&P, even to the Dow to a sense of that. And what you've seen is large cap names significantly outperforming the smaller cap brethren here. Now the S&P is coming into a significant level of resistance, and we're looking for it to move above the 2800 level, which it's doing currently. If it can close above 2792 and hold that level, it'll confirm a bullish trend into the index here, which is positive momentum. Now with that positive momentum, obviously from the 2191 low that we made back in March, the index has been performing relatively well. Again, that was a fierce sell-off through March, and now we're starting to see snips and drips and drabs coming back into the index. It should be trading relatively normally, but to note, you know, April is one of the best months for the S&P in nearly 9 years. So out of all the negative that we have going on here in the markets, for the obvious, the S&P is relatively performing well on the back of the large cap names.
All right, and on the flip side, of course, we have to take a look at the small caps.
Right. So the Russell 2000 has been underperforming most of the major indexes for a significant period of time. Even when the other indexes made their all-time highs back in February, the Russell was up, but not up as much. Now, the sell-off did move the Russell down almost 750 points from 1715 down to 9600. Now, the Russell is performing well today and has played a little bit of catch-up the last 2 days, but it has not made that move on the Fibonacci level as the S&P and the large cap index. As a matter of fact, it hasn't even broken above the 38.2% resistance level. And that area has been which is we're trading at right now at 1230, give or take. That level is 1252. That's acted as resistance overhead 3 times in a row so far this month, and the index has failed, showing that small cap names are not seeing the tailwind that the larger cap names and thus the inflows into those indexes. If the Russell can't break above this 1252, then a positive bullish momentum is not going to be confirmed. Until that happens, the Russell is really in the trading range between 1150 and 1250.
All right, my friend, next week earnings, you're going to be very busy on the desk.
Absolutely. We have a big earnings week next week. You've got over 140 S&P 500 names reporting. A lot of the majors are going to be reporting. We want to see what they have to say. Names like Apple, Amazon, Comcast, Merck, 3M, Mondelez, Starbucks, Exxon, with the oil situation that's been going on, and of course Boeing with what's been going on there. A lot to chew on right there, but kind of interesting. You know, we're starting to see some of the states reopen a little bit here for commerce, Main Street versus Wall Street. So everyone's keeping an eye on that and how that goes as well, especially with the unemployment situation. So a lot to look forward to next week, and not to mention the Fed as well.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
You too, Jill. Thank you.
All right, and thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.